Hey, what's up everybody, BDL44 coming up with another video. Alright, so it's the day after the Lakers lost to the Nuggets. Of course, this is also the day the Lakers play the New Orleans Pelicans in a few hours, 7:30 to be exact. And I'm excited. I know this sounds kind of strange, but if we can just get everybody on board, I think we're finding things in our roster that we didn't know we had. That's why I'm excited. See, we went into this with the understanding that Jackson Hayes couldn't play. We didn't have Tyler Mays. Or Skylar Mays, excuse me. Skylar Mays. We didn't have him. So it's like, if I'm to assume that my team is what I thought it was, I would need to ignore that. Those guys are balling. And we ain't giving them nothing but like 10 minutes, 20 minutes in certain cases. Which I guess 20 is a lot, but you know, you want to give them the minutes that allows them to be a part of the rotation. And see if they can not be something, somewhat of a revelation for your team. Especially Skylar. You got to let that guy play, man. He ain't done nothing but do good things with the minutes given. That's all he's done. While we're sitting here looking to see if we can sign new guards and stuff, how about we find out if the guard we have is not a stable guard in the rotation? We got the second half of the season ahead. We're, 2 games above 500, so every game is necessary to win. But I think we should. I'm worried about what it is I'm going to say because I don't think that the person we have in charge of the team is the best person for what it is I want to say. But we need to experiment with the young guys and see if we don't have other revelations on the roster. What can some of these guys do? And if the answer is nothing, at least we'll know. But I really do want to see what Max Lewis looks like with a nice role on this team. Maybe he's not ready. Maybe he is. But that's the point. We thought Jackson Hayes wasn't ready. And look how well he's playing. You don't know unless you find out. And so that's what I'm saying to all of you guys. We got to find out. If the player's any good, we should know that. And the fact that we're finding something in those two, who knows what we can get out of them if we had them in regular rotation? Who knows? You know, I like the fact that we're moving Taurean Prince to the bench because it allows us to explore a little more with other players. You know, reducing Taurean's minutes gives you an opportunity to try a Max Lewis. It gives you an opportunity to develop a Max Christie, Max Christie. You know, it allows you to play Skylar Mays a little bit more. It allows you to do everything that we don't do. Rui Hachimura has not been playing well offensively, but I've loved what I've been seeing from on the weak side blocking shots. Weak side Rui's a real thing. And he showed that last night. He couldn't make a shot. But his defense was all right. And he's in better shape than we're giving him credit for in regards to how fast he can be against regular small forwards. I really do think Rui at the 3 is fine, man. It's fine. It's not perfect, but it's not like a deficiency of our basketball club to the point where we can't use him. And because people have to respect him from other areas, even though his 3-point shot is looking horrible this year, because you have to respect the fact that he can get hot and stay hot, you're not able to play off of him like you may be able to play off of some of these other guys. And because he does have that weak side ability and plays defense as well as he does, you're not able to just lax on the offensive end and just expect that you're going to be able to blow past him or expect he's not going to come by and erase something. Like, these are things that you have to respect on both sides of the floor with Rui, which is why I like him in the starting lineup. Now, has he been thriving lately? Not scoring the ball. But in other areas, hey, friend, hey, who you see over there? No, he ain't barking at me. Never barking at me. That's what I've learned about that dog. He ain't never barking at me. He see me every day, never even acknowledges me. He's looking at something across the street. And when he's barking, he's usually looking past me. But nevertheless, I'm saying we need to experiment over the next month or so. Since we got all these injuries, I don't look at that as a bad thing. And I say that with a question mark because, of course, when you have injuries, it's a bad thing. But not as it pertains to us finding out what guys can do. Because we are missing so many guards, Skylar Mays should definitely be in regular rotation. Now, I know that Max Christie's a day to day, so he may be back rather soon, but I would like for us to let him sit maybe for a week or so, just because of how nasty that sprain was, and he really hasn't had any injury issues. We don't want to start him down the path of trying to recover and not quite recovering like we did with Cam Reddish, because I think that's the problem. We always let Cam Reddish come back a little too soon, and then coach would play him a little too much, and then he would never actually recover from what it is he's dealing with. I think to a point it might be the same problem we've had with our other guy, man, the one that just went down with the foot injury, Vanderbilt. I think that might be the same problem. You use him too much, too soon. And that, I didn't have a problem with that because we really needed him on the floor a lot of the time. But now that we don't have him, you wish you would have held back a little bit. Maybe rested him, load manage him a little more so that he can become fully healthy and then get strong from within that health. See, that's another thing. When a guy's recovering from injury, you don't need him to just recover from injury. You need him to get strong in the area where he was once weak. A recovery is just going to allow him to get back to square one. He needs to get stronger in that space. So if a guy rolls an ankle and he heals, it ain't just the healing that you need. Now you want that area to get significantly more strong so you don't have no issues with it going forward. Or so that if it rolls again, it's more likely to heal from there quicker, in theory. Because that's not a perfect science, but it is what you want. And so for a guy like Max Christie, this is his first real ankle roll to my knowledge. I don't want us to do any of the sort of bringing him back too soon, making it so that he has to play so much upon healing. I don't think so. You want him to continue to work out as hard as he was, heal, and then from there work out on that area. Heal some more, strengthen, and then return. That's why guys sometimes come back. They take a whole year off. This is why I think Joel Embiid should take the year off, even though his procedure says he's going to be back in a couple months. Nah, because if you come back when you've simply healed, it's very easy for that to get re-injured. It's very easy for you to be overcompensating because it isn't as strong for other areas and that end up getting hurt because of that. Just come back when you're 100% in twice as good a shape as you're in right now. But do commit to getting in twice as better shape as you are right now. That's what I would tell anybody who gets hurt, but especially a 7-footer like that. But nevertheless, I think the most important thing for these teams to do when you have players that are injured is to not only bring them back when they're healed, but to bring them back when they're strong. That's just something I think makes more sense. So, hopefully we can do some good things. Don't forget about Alvarado tonight, man. I'm going to tell you every time we play the Pelicans, that's who we need to be focused on. Jose Alvarado. He's going to try to steal the ball, especially from Bron. He got him the last couple times. Bron needs to be on point. So that's the idea, man. Be on point tonight, sharp and ready to go. Hawkins can shoot. Trigger Murphy can shoot. CJ McCollum can shoot. They're going to attempt probably over 40 shots tonight. 40 shots from behind the arc. Even though they do tend to score on the inside with Zion and some of those guys, B.I. can shoot the three better than he ever has before right now. So we need to be ready for him to shoot the ball probably very confidently in our building, obviously, because he was drafted here and he played here for 3-4 years. He knows this building as well as any building in the world. So we got to be ready for a B.I. tonight for sure. So yeah, man, that's what's on my mind. Play Mays and Hayes, man. I'm excited about those two. Amazing Hayes is what I call them. Amazing Hayes. Put them on the floor together and let them run pick and rolls together as often as possible. We got some pick and roll experts on this team, and we don't put them in the pick and roll enough. D'Lo is a pick and roll guy. Put him in the pick and roll 70% of the time, and you're going to love what you do. You're going to love what happens there. I don't think we really cater to that enough. Hopefully he'll be back tonight. I know he's day-to-day. I don't really know what was wrong with that knee. I don't really know. Part of me thinks they just went along with the cap. They really set him because they thought they were going to trade him. They figured they'd just continue with that so nobody would say otherwise. I don't think there's probably anything wrong with the knee at all, to be completely honest with you. I don't think there's nothing wrong with the knee. And if he plays tonight and looks fine, that'll just double down on what it is I think that it actually was. And we really needed him last night too, especially since he was the only player on this team that ever played with Kobe. He didn't get a chance to put on the black Kobe uniform because y'all wanted to keep up the cap that y'all wasn't trying to trade him when we all know you were. I hope that wasn't what was going on there. There better be something wrong with that knee because we wanted to see him in that black jersey. He the only one that wore the original one that's still on the team. So, yeah, man. Hopefully we continue to use those jerseys in rotation. I love those. We missed Kobe Bryant, man. What can I say? We missed the guy. I know not everybody is... it might be hard, I guess you can say, for a guy like LeBron James come in, try to lead this team when we're still so Kobe-eccentric. I think that's part of what we saw last night, was him not being very comfortable with that. I think so. Or maybe, and just me speculating completely, maybe he doesn't like the fact that we didn't make trades, so he didn't want to celebrate Kobe night with us. I don't know, a lot of people are speculating that way. Why not? I'm not really sure what was wrong with Bron, but it was something wrong yesterday. And look, man, I know he's on some F those picks, but we really can't afford to keep giving away picks every year, man. Just can't keep doing this. We got a future that has to be able to be accounted for, and us continuing to mortgage picks for role players and stuff like that, it just ain't going to make us what we need to be in the future. It's going to be a draft where we're going to really want a guy, and the team that we've mortgaged our picks to is going to be able to draft him. And we're going to look back and look at LeBron, and he's going to be sitting somewhere retired with a cigar in his mouth, having nothing to do with our franchise. That is what we're trying to avoid. 2031 is a long way away. Why the hell are we mortgaging picks for that year? At some point in time, we just got to look at LeBron James and say, nah, buddy, nah. I respect that you need a lot to get this team where you want it to go, but that's what we got you for, to make up for the fact that we don't have that stuff. If you're not holding us down and affecting winning in such a way so that we don't have to go get all this, then you're not doing what it is that ultimately you're supposed to be worth. You're not holding up your end of the bargain in regards to your worth. And that is the God's honest truth. That is the fact. If you're going to take up $51 million of our cap, you are supposed to be making up for why these other guys ain't that good. Not just in regards to your responsibility, but you got to make up for what it is that ultimately we don't have in that regard with the cap. That's what you have to be able to account for if we are paying you that much of our cap. So it's like people gotta let that be known when they're dealing with LeBron James, and I'm glad we took that stance this year if that's what it is that we did. You're 39 years old, but you still want to get paid like you're 25 years old. At some point in time, if you're serious about winning, it's not us that needs to keep on mortgaging everything. It's you that has to stop taking so much of the damn cap. So that's the truth, man. And that ain't limited to him. That's everybody. That's everybody. That's everybody who's making that much money. Whether you're holding up your end of the bargain or not, it's your responsibility to do so. Because otherwise, if you were taking less money, we'd be able to bring in that running mate you have. We'd be able to afford that dude that can run with you on top of AD, on top of D'Lo, on top of Austin and all that. You eating up that. That's going in your pocket. So anytime you tell us we need to mortgage this to get more for you, you remember where it is that more actually is. Anyway, that's where I want to leave this. Video 44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.